Good morning, students. Today we will be continuing with what we have done in the previous class. In the previous class, we saw a rule, right? What was the rule? The rule was that if there is even number of integers multiplied, negative integers, then we get a positive answer. And if there is odd number of negative integers multiplied, then we get a negative answer, right? So that is the rule. Now, if you did not understand the rule right now, that is because you have not watched the previous video carefully. So please go and watch the video and learn, okay? And after that, after revising, come back to this question. Let's start with this question. This question is a revision question of the previous rule that we studied. And this is think, discuss and write, and this is available in your page 14. Okay, so those questions are also important, so never miss out those questions. Okay, so now let's see. They're telling us the product. Now what is the product? Product means the answer that you get after multiplication. That is what product is, right? So they're telling us that the product -9, -5, -6, -3 is positive, and the product -9, -5, 6, -3 is negative. Why? So look, now in the beginning you might get confused because this looks like the same numbers, then how comes the answer is different? You can notice here that there are 4 negative integers in the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 negative integers here, and here the negative sign from 6 is missing. So look here, how many negative integers are there? 1, 2, 3. So there is only 3 negative integers here, right? So what is the reason? Let's write. The reason is that in the first one, there are 4 negative integers, and therefore 4 is even number, so therefore the product is positive. Since 4 negative integers are multiplied, we get a positive answer, right? That was our rule, right? Now the second part, why is it negative? Because even if there are 4 numbers, there are only 3 negative numbers in between them, right? So there are 3 negative integers and 3 is odd, and therefore answer will be negative, right? Now let's multiply and see once. Minus minus we get plus, plus minus we get minus, again minus minus we will get plus, so positive answer, right? Now let's try here. Minus minus plus, plus plus plus, and plus minus minus, so we get a negative answer here, right? So that is what they're telling us. Instead of multiplying, we use the shortcut formula. We use the rule that we studied in the previous class, and we find out what kind of answer we'll get, positive or negative, and we said why we'll get that kind of answer, positive and negative, right? So let's go on into the second portion. Now, after studying multiplication of integers, we are coming back to the properties of multiplication. This must be familiar to you because you have already studied the properties of addition and subtraction of integers. So it is pretty much the same thing, properties of multiplication also. Only difference is that it is a multiplication instead of addition or subtraction, right? So the first property that we studied there was closure property. So like that, here also the first property is closure property, and closure property is very easy. Once you have done addition and subtraction, you'll be already familiar with it. So let's see. Closure property means if a and b are 2 integers, what are the integers here? Let's see, let me highlight it for you. A and b, right? So there are 2 integers. If a and b are 2 integers, then a into b is also an integer, right? So what is this? They're telling us that if we take 2 integers and if we multiply them, if we take 2 integers and if we multiply them also, we'll get another integer. So that is what closure property is, right? So let's see examples. For example, if I take 2 integers, see this is one integer 4, another integer 3. If I multiply them, I get 12, and 12 is also another integer. So if I take 2 integers and multiply, I get another integer, right? Now again, -6, 5. These are also both integers. So if I take 2 integers and multiply, I get 30. 30 is also another integer, right? So any integer you take and multiply, you will get another integer. So that is what closure property is, okay? Now the next property. Next property is commutative property. Now what is commutative property? In addition and subtraction also we have seen that same thing we will apply into multiplication. Now they're telling us commutative property is that if we take 2 integers a and b, and if we multiply them in this order, a first, b second, and if we multiply them in this order, b first and a second, then also we'll get the same answer, okay? So that is what commutative property is. Commutative property says that if we take 2 integers a and b, and we multiply them in this order, A into B, and if we multiply them in this order, B into A, we will get the equal answer. So A into B equal to B into A, right? So now let's do this using some examples. Let me take 4 and 3, two numbers, 4 and 3, A and B. So 4 into 3 is how much? 12. So same way, if I put these numbers like this instead of like this, then also we'll get 12 itself. 3 into 4 is also 12 itself. The same numbers but put it in a different reverse order, right? So you'll get always the same answer only. There is no difference if you rearrange the numbers, okay? So if I put -6 here also, if I put 5 here also, no problem. I'll get the same answer. So that is what this commutative property tells us. So look, I've taken another two integers, -6 and 5. When I multiply them, -6 into 5 and 5 into -6 also, both of these will give me the same answer, right? And next is -8 minus 5, -5 minus 8, both will again give me the same answer, right? So that is what commutative property is. Now let's look at further. Now the next one is multiplication by 0. Multiplication by 0 means what? When you multiply any integer with 0, you get 0. Okay, that is what multiplication by 0 is. Now look here, a is any integer. You multiply a into 0 or 0 into a, you'll always get 0. Likewise, let's look at some examples. If I take 4 into 0, what is 4 into 0? 0. What is 0 into 4? That is also 0. So you multiply any number with 0, you will get 0. Right? That is what multiplication by 0 is. Now if you take negative integers also, same thing. 0 into -5 is also 0. And -5 into 0 is also 0. So that is what we are saying here, right? Now the next property. Now next property is multiplicative identity. Now we have seen additive identity already, right? What was the additive identity? Additive identity was 0, right? You remember, right? Additive identity was 0. Now why was additive identity 0? Because whenever we take any integer a and when we plus it with 0, we add it with 0, we get what? We get a itself, right? That is the reason why 0 was the additive identity. So like that itself, now we are going to do multiplication. So imagine what number should you take so that you will multiply with a and you'll get a itself. Definitely 1 is the number, right? So that is why 1 is called the multiplicative identity. What is multiplicative identity? Multiplicative identity of any number is 1. Because when you multiply 1 with any number, you'll get that number itself. Here, let me take a as a number. When I multiply 1 with a, that is a into 1, or I multiply a with 1, that is 1 into a, both are the same, right? Commutative property, both are the same. A into 1, 1 into a, it's the same. So we get a itself, right? So 4 into 1 is how much? 1. 4 into 1 is equal to 1 into 4 is how much? 4 itself, right? 1 4s are also 4, 4 1s are also 4. So therefore, when we multiply any number with 1, we get that number itself. That is why 1 is called the multiplicative identity. So what is the multiplicative identity of 3? Yes, 1 is the multiplicative identity of 3. What is the multiplicative identity of -5? Yes, 1 is the multiplicative identity of -5. What is the multiplicative identity of 1000? What is the multiplicative identity of 1000? Yes, definitely 1 is the multiplicative identity of 1000 also, right? So this is what multiplicative identity is. And why is it multiplicative identity? Because any number you take and you multiply with 1, you will get that number itself, right? Now let's look at the next property. Next is associative property. We have seen associative property already, right? What is associative property? Associative property is in addition when we take we take three numbers and when we add them, how do we add? First we take the first two numbers, then we get an answer and then we get that answer and we multiply it with we add it with the third one, right? So that is what we do. Like for example here, if I take 3, wait, let me give you another example. If I take 3 here, right, plus 2 plus 5, how do I add this? First I add this 2. So 3 plus 2 is 5. Then this answer that I got, I add it with this, right? Plus 5, right? Yes. So that time I get 10. So this is the order that we go in, right? This is the order that we go in. So like that itself. And we can also do it in one more way. What is the way that we can do it in? We can do it in one more way. What was the way? The way is that if I take this number 3 plus 2 plus 5, if I take, and if I add this first, then I get this number will remain the same. 3 plus 5 plus 2 is 7. And what do I get at last? I get 10, right? I get 10. So look at the answers. The answer is the same. Even if you add the first two numbers or the last two numbers and then continue the adding, you'll get the same answer. So that is what was associative property, right? So bracket, whenever you see a bracket, you solve the bracket first, right? So that is what associative property in addition was. So likewise, associative property in multiplication says that if we take three integers a, b and c, and if we multiply them like this, first ab, then c, or if we multiply them like this, first bc, then a, we will get the same answer. This equal to shows that we will get the same answer, okay? So let's see some examples. For example, here, first example, let's see this one, simple, all positive numbers. Let's see. So first I took 5, 6 and 8. And first I multiplied 5 and 6. So how much do I get? 30. Then I multiply it with 8. 30 into 8 will be 240. So if I multiply 5 and 6 first, I get 240. Now let me see what is the answer when I multiply 6 and 8 first. 6 and 8, 8 into 6 is 48. 48 into 5 is again 320 itself, right? So what do I get? 240 itself, right? So what do I get? Both the sides I get 240 itself. Now look at this, numbers are same, 5, 6, 8, 5, 6, 8. But my order of multiplication was different. What was my order of multiplication first? First I multiplied 5 and 6 in this side. But on the right hand side when I solved, I multiplied 6 and 8 first. But does it make a difference? No. The answer is the same, 240, 240, right? So that is what associative property is. Now same way, this also, minus 2, minus 4, minus 7, minus 2, minus 4, minus 7. Same numbers, but when we multiply the first part, this one, when we multiply this part or this part first, we get the same answer. So no change, right? So like that itself, the third example also, if I multiply 2 and 7 first and then I multiply minus 5, is the same answer when I multiply 7 and minus 5 second first and then I multiply 2. You'll get the same answer, right? So that is what associative property is. Now let's look at another one. Next property is called the distributive property. What is the distributive property? Distributive property is a new property. We have not seen distributive property in addition. We are only seeing distributive property in multiplication. Now what does the word distribution mean? Distribution. Distribution means what? What does the word distribution mean? Distribution means to give, right? To give, right? Distribution means to give. So let's see what we're giving here. This is the distribution of multiplication over addition. Now what does that mean? Look here. A into B plus C is A into B plus A into C. This is a formula. So how do I get this formula? Look here. How did I get that? Look at this formula. First I gave this A into B to A into first I gave this A into 2B. So I got, what did I get here? A into B. Right? Then I gave this A into B to C. So what did I get here? A into C. First I gave, what did I do? First I gave A into 2B. Then I got A into B. Right? Then I gave A into 2C. Then I got A into C. So that is what distribution is. We are distributing A into 2B and C. So how did we get this? That is how we got this. Okay. So that is how we got this distributive property. Now what is this distributive property speciality? Why do we use this? Whenever you see this, whenever you see multiplication and then addition, either you can add it and then multiply the answer with A, or you can give A to both B and C and then you can multiply it and then you can find the addition. Okay, so this will be more clear to you using an example. First let's look at this pink example, the one in the pink box. Let's look at this, because all are positive numbers, so you'll find it easier to understand that first. So look at it. Now 2 multiplied by 3 plus 1. Can you see that? So whenever you see a bracket, what do? You solve the bracket first, right? So 3 plus 1 is 4. So 4 into 2 is 8. So you got 8 on this side. Now let's see whether we get 8 on this side or not. So bracket solve it. 3 2s are 6 and 2 1s are 2. So 6 plus 2 is how much? 8. So you got 8 and 8 on both sides. So that means both sides are equal, right? Both sides are equal. So look at this. You can either do it this way or you can do it this way. That is what distributive property is. You can either first add 3 plus 1 and then add the answer with 2, or you can give this 2. 2 into 2, 3 and 2, 1 also. So first I gave 2 into 3. So I got 2 into 3. Then I wrote the plus sign in the middle here. Also plus sign in the middle. Then I gave this 2 into 1, 2. 2 into 2, 1. So I get 2 into 1, right? So, and then I multiply it and then I add it. So I get the same answer, right? So that is the exact same thing that I did in this example and in this example. Look at it once carefully. So this is the distributive property, okay? Distributive property means we are distributing A multiplied to B and C. We are giving A multiplication to B and C. So A into B, A into B. Then A into C, A into C, right? So what did I do once more? A into B. So A into B, right? Then A into C. So A into C, right? So that is how we got. So this is the distributive property. Now let's look at the next one. Next one is distributive property over subtraction. Same thing, before it was plus, now it's minus. So what does it become? A into B minus A into C, right? So A into B minus A into C, right? So first you give A into B to, first you give A into 2 B, then you give A into 2 C. So it becomes A into B, A into C. तो पहले हमने क्या किया? पहले हमने A into को B को दिया, फिर A into को C को दिया, तब हमें A into B मिला, फिर A into C मिला, right? So that is what this distributive property is. Now I said in Hindi because I am using two a lot of times, so you might get confused, right? So that is why I said in Hindi, okay? So हमने क्या किया इसमें? इसमें हमने distributive property में क्या किया? A into को हमने पहले B को दिया, तो A into B, यहाँ पे A into B मिला, right? उसके बाद हमने A into को किसको दिया? C को दिया, तो हमें A into C मिला, right? So that is what this distributive property is, okay? First we gave A into 2, 3. 2 into को हमने 3 को दिया पहले, तो 2 into 3 बन गया. फिर 2 into को हमने 1 को दिया, तो 2 into 1 बन गया, right? So that is how this distributive property works, okay? So even if it's addition or subtraction symbol in the middle, it does not matter. We'll get the same answer, right? Now, next. Okay, so using all the multiplication and the properties that we have studied up until now, we are going to solve questions of exercise 1.3. Okay, now whenever you see the word product, understand that it is the answer that we get after we multiply, okay? Product means the answer that we get after we multiply, okay? So that is what product is, okay? So now let's see, they have told us to find product from each of the following. So they have given us question 3 into minus 1. So we already know how to multiply. So 3 into minus 1 is how much? Minus 3, right? Next is minus 1 into 225. Minus 225. Why? Because when we multiply any number with 1, we get 1 itself. We get that number itself, right? Sorry. When we multiply any number with 1, we get that number itself. So 3 into 1 is 3 itself. And minus into plus is minus. Here 1 into 225 is 225 itself. And minus into plus is minus, right? Now here again, 21 minus 21 into minus 30. What do? First we multiply them. And then after multiplication, we get the answer 630. So 630 is the answer. But we have to look at the sign also. Minus, minus. So minus, minus is what? Minus, minus is plus. We have studied that, right? So minus, minus is plus. We have studied that. So that is why answer has plus sign, positive sign. Okay. The next one. Okay, so in the next question we have three numbers. So what do we do when we have three numbers? We take the first two numbers and multiply and we find the answer. Then we go for the next one, right? So let's multiply it. Minus 15 into 0 into minus 18. So minus 15 into 0 is 0 and minus 18 is minus 18, right? So I get again 0 into minus 18 is 0. So just the same way like addition itself, the procedure is like addition itself, but the only thing is the operation that we're doing here is multiplication, right? So that is the only difference. Now the next question also same way, three numbers. So what do? We first take 12 and 11 and we multiply them. So 12 into 11 is 132 minus minus plus 10, 10, right? What did I do? 12 into 11, 132 minus minus plus then 10 as it is. Then I multiply this two. 132 into 10, 1320. So I get this number, right? So the same way here also, minus 15 into 0 is 0. Then minus 18 as it is. Then multiply it, I get 0, right? So let's look. So G, H and I are the same type of question. So please practice it and do it as a homework. Why do I give you homework? So that you will practice the same type of question. So that the concepts will be clear for you, okay? So please do that question, all right? Now the next one. So we have four numbers here. The four numbers are minus 3, minus 6, minus 2, minus 1. Same way we multiply it. We first take the first two numbers. 3 into 6 is 18. Then we have minus minus plus. So plus 18, right? The next is minus 2 as it is, minus 1 as it is. Then we multiply the next two numbers again. 8 into minus 2 is minus 36 into minus 1. So the same way we multiply this one again. Minus 36 into minus 1 is 36. Minus minus is plus, right? So that is why. So let me explain again. Minus 3 into minus 6 is 18 because 3 into 6 is 18. Minus minus plus. Then we write the same numbers again. Minus 2, minus 1, right? After that we take the next two numbers again. 18 into 2 is 36. Plus into minus, minus. Then we write minus 1 again. And after that, 36 into 1 is 36. Minus into minus is plus. So I get plus 36, right? So that is our answer. So next one. Now we have to verify. Now we have done verify questions already in the addition and subtraction portion. What does verify means? Verify means to check, right? So what are we going to check? We are going to check whether this side is equal to this side or not. So that is what this is about to verify. So what do? First we take the left hand side that is on the left side of our hand, right? And on right hand side that is on our right hand side, right? So we'll take these two sides, we will solve it and we'll get the answer and we'll see if they are equal or not. And if it is equal, then we can say that it is verified, right? So let's see. So let's take the left hand side. I took this side. Then whenever I see the bracket, I solve the bracket first. So you must be thinking, why is there a square bracket here and why not a curly bracket? Why not a curved one, right? That is because we have used the curved one already inside for minus 3. Okay, that is the reason why we put this bracket. So it does not mean anything. Don't be confused that it's not curly or it's not straight or anything. Okay, brackets, any type of brackets will do. So this bracket we have to solve first. So how do we solve? First, inside the bracket 18 will remain outside itself. So 18 into 7 plus minus becomes minus 3. So 18 into 7 plus minus will become minus 3, right? So 7 minus 3 is 4. So now the bracket is open. 7 minus 3 is 4. Now we can multiply these two. 18 into 4 is 72. So how did I multiply? 18 I keep it as it is. First I solve the bracket. So 7 plus minus becomes minus 3. Then 7 minus 3 becomes 4. Then we solve 18 into 4, 72. Okay, so 72 is the answer on the left hand side. Now on the right hand side, let's take bracket, solving the bracket again. 18 into 7 is 126. Then 18 into minus 3 is minus 54 because plus minus is minus and 18 into 3 is 54. So we get minus 54. Then both the brackets, I can see there's a sign here. I have to open it. So plus minus becomes minus. So 126 minus 54. Now after that 126 minus 54 is 72 again, right? So both side I get the answer 72. That means I can say left hand side equal to right hand side. So when I solve this side also, I solve this side also, I get 72. So that's why both are equal and therefore it is verified. So hence verified. So let me explain it once more. Let's see. We have to verify. Verify means we have to check, right? So how do we check? We take the left hand side first, and when we solve the left hand side, notice that there is a bracket here, right? So I take the bracket and solve it first, right? So 7 plus minus becomes minus 3. 7 minus 3 is 4. So 18 into 4 is 72, right? Next is right hand side. We take the right hand side and right hand side, we take both the right hand sides, right? Both brackets we take and we solve them. How do we solve it? 18 into 7 is 126. 18 into minus 3 is minus 54, right? Because 18 into 3 is 54 and minus plus is minus, so minus 54. Now 126 plus minus 54. Now plus minus is minus. So 126 minus 54 is 72, right? So that is what left hand side and right hand side are. So therefore we can say that left hand side equal to right hand side, and therefore we can say that this is equal and hence verified. Okay. Now the next part. Next part, again same type of question we have to verify. Now let's look at this question once carefully. Both the questions, if we look at it carefully, what are we verifying here? We are verifying the distributive property. Distributive property. Do you remember the distributive property that we did in the first part? Look here, 21 is given to minus 4 also, and 21 is given to minus 6 also in this part. Can you see that? 21 into minus 4, 21 into minus 6. So this is what we're doing. We're verifying the distributive property actually. So anyway, we're taking the right hand side and the left hand side. So first let's take the left hand side. Left hand side is this. So minus 21 remains as it is. First solve the bracket. Minus 4 remains as it is. Plus minus becomes minus, right? So minus 21 minus 4 plus minus minus, right? Minus 6, right? So minus minus plus. So 6 plus 4, 10. So minus 10, right? Because the greater number sign. So plus minus minus. Then minus minus plus, right? So plus 10, and minus 21 was already outside. So minus 21 into 10 is 210. So 21 into 10 is 210. Minus minus is plus. So 210, right? Now the next is right hand side. Right hand side is this side. So what do we do? First we solve the brackets. So 21 into 4 is 84. Minus minus is plus. So 21 into 4 is 84 and minus minus plus. So plus 84, right? So like that itself here also. 21 into 6 is 126. Minus minus plus. So plus 126, right? So 84 plus 126 is 210, right? So both side you got 210. And when you get 210 on both side equal answer, you can write left hand side equal to right hand side. And that is the question itself, right? So left hand side is equal to the right hand side. So we can say hence verified. Okay. So this is the second part. So now we'll be continuing with the rest of the questions in the next video, in the next class. Okay. So make sure that whatever you have studied it well. Okay. So make sure that you study and revise well and you come for the next video. Okay. So in the next 2 videos, we'll be completing this chapter. So make sure that you're well versed with everything that we have taught until now. Okay. So see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Watch it again and learn properly. Okay.